Justin Trudeau looking backwards when he should be looking forward. I'm Brian Lilly with the Rebel.media. There's about to be a new sheriff in town south of the border. A certain Donald J. Trump was elected a month ago. He takes office in January. Meanwhile, here in Ottawa, our sheriff, such as he is still fawning over the outgoing president of the United States and his assorted hangers-on, like lame duck Vice President Joe Biden, who arrived in the middle of a snowstorm in Ottawa this week. Why is Biden in Canada at all? And why is Justin Trudeau taking time away from his very important meetings with the premiers to hang out with Uncle Joe? Well, Trudeau told the story while fawning over himself during a dinner he threw in Biden's honor.
President Obama graciously hosted a state dinner in Washington for us Canadians, but he sent Joe out of town that night. And he missed it. So we're, ever polite as Canadians, happy to be hosting Joe here tonight for his very own state dinner. Although I have to say, there will be no Ryan Reynolds or Blake Lively here tonight for you, Joe. I'm the only eye candy you get to sit with tonight.
Referring to yourself as eye candy like that makes me wonder if Trudeau has his own cardboard cutout of himself to take selfies with. Now, I'm sure that Trudeau loves the ongoing bromance with Obama and Biden. I mean, Biden essentially stood up and said, with Trump in power, the world is going to need more Canada and more of Justin Trudeau.
The world's going to spend a lot of time looking to you, Mr. Prime Minister, as we see more and more challenges to the liberal international order than any time since the end of World War II. You and Angela Merkel. There's a lot of soul searching going on in Europe, and you saw some of it in my country.
Look, we all love getting compliments, but consider the source here. After next month, Joe Biden is going to be just another unemployed politician. Meanwhile, all of this fawning over the Obama-Biden set does nothing to help Canada deal with the incoming Trump administration. The incoming president has talked about tearing up NAFTA. Now, I know his main problem is with Mexico, not Canada, but we will need Trump on our side to make sure that our biggest trading partner stays our biggest trading partner. Did you know that Canada has fallen to third spot in the ranking of countries that export into the United States? That news came out this week from the U.S. government. Over the first 10 months of the year, China and Mexico are beating Canada. And this is not good news, not for our economy anyway. But rather than fix this, Trudeau is focused on sucking up to Joe Biden, soon to be known as Joe who? And rather than try and make Canada more competitive, Trudeau wants to make it tougher to do business here. So, on the other side of the border, you've got Trump promising a massive overhaul of the American tax code. He wants to lower the rate for the first $75,000 of income to just 12%, and cutting the rate for people earning between $75,000 and $225,000 to 25%. So a lot of Canadians will pay more than that on similar income. And Trump is also promising to match our federal corporate tax rate. He says he's going to cut the American rate from 35% to 15%, same as Canada. Meanwhile, Trudeau's promising a carbon tax, increasing the tax rate for many small businesses. Trump's promise to change the trade deal with Mexico to take on China, that means there's a lot of potential for Canada, bigly potential, to sell more stuff to the Americans. But Justin Trudeau's not focused on that. He's focused on making us less competitive. Tax cuts, reducing regulations, that spurs growth and jobs. Thatcher, Reagan, Mulroney, even Jean Chrétien proved that. And Trump's about to embark on a similar path. Meanwhile, Trudeau's looking back to the bad old days of his father's regime with higher taxes, more regulation, higher government spending, bigger deficits, and all of that meaning fewer jobs and less wealth. It's time to stop living in the past, Mr. Trudeau, whether borrowing your father's bad ideas or trying to keep alive your bromance with Barack Obama and Joe Biden. It's time to look forward, and it's time to change course, because if you don't, average Canadians will be hurting as they pay the price for your bad decisions. If you like the video you just watched, make sure you never miss a Rebel video again. Click here to subscribe to our YouTube channel or head on over to the Rebel.media. Check out our big plan to take on the media elites.